Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for a bench press day. Unfortunately, my camera messed up on my top set, and it was a decent set. I was happy with it. Before anyone said anything silly, because they will, oh, maybe it was a bad set. You guys have seen me completely bomb out and miss stuff and still upload it. In fact, my last bench workout, I was very unhappy with the top set, and I still uploaded it. No, I actually had a good top set. I did the fifth rep with a nice solid pause. It felt good. Everything was good. Then I got up and moved around and realized somehow the camera button didn't record when I went to do it. So when I went to turn it off, it started recording. And I have like a 3-minute clip of me walking around changing plates and everything while I was loading my seal rows up. So it's all accessory work today. I did some stuff a little different just to feel some exercises out. Plus, my right tricep has felt pretty strained in the long head, so I thought I would take a break from the normal skull crushers and I would throw some lateral raises in. And I really just wanted to assess how some different exercises felt, because I do want to continue to really focus on getting thicker to bring my bench up, just like I'm focusing on higher rep squatting and adding it all in to bring my quads back to where they were when I was squatting 600. So what I'm doing with this, and I may eventually mess with some of the cambered bars for the rep work on benching. Right now I feel like doing these higher rep sets with a normal bar is bringing a lot to the table. I just added dumbbells in, so I'm getting that extra stretch. But in the long term, I may go over to messing with my cambered bars in general. Now, how I'm going to sort that with doing the seal rows, I won't be able to superset, so I may need to flip the dumbbells back and forth. But that's okay. I'm actually cool with that. It just means I would have to figure out how I'm going to do the supersets. So it may be a case of I may need to mess with the buffalo bar instead of this cambered bar for benching, right? If I go that route. I'm not ready to go that route yet, right? It's just that it would really interfere with my supersets any way I try to break it down. I just don't have enough benches to make it all work. So I'm not sure how I would do all that yet, because I really like getting the supersets in. It cuts my workouts down, helps keep me in better shape, cuts the workout time down. But I do like doing the bar and then the dumbbell. And I'm really finding just the stretch, pump, the stimulus I get from this is really good. So the dumbbell presses definitely want to keep in. All right, I feel like they're going to help bring my bench up to the next tier. Absolutely helping a lot. And I like both seal rows and dumbbell rows. If people were to ask me what are my favorite back exercises, because I've done all sorts of rows, barbell rows, bent over rows, chest supported 2-arm rows, inverted rows. You guys have seen me do it all. If I were to narrow it down, the 2 rows I'm doing now really are my favorite. And I feel like they work really well together. And what I like is the different angles also of doing a barbell and the dumbbells, because again, just like the barbell bench, the hand position and angles are different. The stretch, range of motion are a little different. I really like that combination for just shoring everything up and making sure I'm working 2 different angles with a big multi-joint exercise. Okay, really like it, and I feel like again I'm going to get a lot out of it if I can sustain it for a little while. So what I did today, though, I went up on the dumbbells. Okay, went up on the dumbbells. Went up to 95s. Now these are getting pretty heavy for my benching. 12s are real hard. That second set was super hard. And it's putting me about 12 to 13 reps for the dumbbell rows. Now, it would be like 15 if I was fresh, but I've done 3 sets of seal rows first. And I added about 1 rep to those today. I got 10s last time. I managed with that same weight to get 11 reps on all the sets today. And I'll try to see if I can get that up to 3 sets of 12. And I may just leave that weight there. But yeah, definitely can feel, especially when I went to the 95s today, just the chest pump on these. The chest pump was fantastic. I think especially after the volume benching, to come in and do these and get that deep stretch. The chest and the delt both. Like I noticed they were both completely lit up really hard. on both sets. So again, I need to get the whole chest and I need to get the front delts thicker. Incidentally, I threw some delt work in today, and it's like, I thought I would do it just because I changed up and did some other dumbbell stuff, and it was easy to superset it. And I'll talk about all that when I get to it. And I think I want to make some changes there with what I'm doing for my bicep work and stuff again, just based upon the different things I've done recently. Even though I'm getting really stronger, faster on the dumbbells, I'm just not feeling the biceps the same as I do on some of the bigger movements I've done, right? Ironically, for me, that's usually the case. Most small exercises, I don't feel anything, and I know feeling isn't everything, but I always laugh at that. So the reason I have only used limited amounts of small movements and I get bored with them quick is mainly because I don't feel anything. And I know that sounds funny as someone who talks about tension and says, well, how you feel is a lie. But, generally speaking, like smaller curls, I don't feel my biceps. They just stop. And it sounds really funny. Like, what do you mean? They just stop curling. Like the curls when they just stop and I can't do another rep, I'm done. But I don't really get a pump or much of anything in the biceps when I do smaller curls. Another reason I've struggled probably with arm development. Those movements I don't feel any stimulus. It just feels like, I'm just bending my elbow. And even when I've done incline curls with the deep stretch to failure, it's like I feel a little bit. But I feel the barbell stuff more. So I really like the power curls. Like the power curls, my biceps actually hurt after each set. Okay. Could it be the heavier eccentric loading? Probably is. But even like strict curls like this, I don't really feel much. And even if I slow them down, it's even less. So I feel a little more if I do this, and I'm up past 20 reps now with this. I did like 22 or 23 the first set. So I just did supersets with that. And I thought today, let me just do the dumbbell extensions and skull crushers instead of the easy bar. And I didn't feel the long head stretch. And one reason I wanted to do them today was to give that long head a rest to see if it would feel different. Because it's had DOMs in it. The DOMs are finally almost gone. And I'm like, let me just not hit that area that hard today. Or it might even hit it harder, but just a different angle with these. And, the interesting thing for me with these, I don't feel the long head of the tricep the same way I do with the easy bar. It felt just like I'm benching. So it went right back to, I felt the lateral head again, just like I do on a bench press or a close grip bench. I mean, and I still felt tricep stimulus. The tricep is obviously the only muscle involved. That's really doing all the work. I mean, other smaller muscles are involved, but they're not really primary movers. But that easy bar extension, it just hammers that long head for me. So I think what I'm going to do is, again, I just wanted to change stuff up, rotate some stuff in, avoid overuse. Part of me almost wants to work the JM press back in, but I feel like the long head needs to keep coming up. All right, long head needs to keep coming up. But I mean, I could work JMs back in and then power curls. I could absolutely do that. And I like the power curls because I feel like I get shoulder development stuff out of it too, right? Get shoulder development. Laterals, I wasn't wild about them today. They were hard and they hurt, but it's like, I don't know that I need small delt work right now. I think pressing and pulling will do what I need. But I threw them in just for some variety today, because sometimes it's good to do that. I've been pushing pretty hard on some of these movements. Like, let's get a little variety. So I think what I really kind of want to do, I like the big exercises I have in. I like the high rep pause bench. I like the dumbbell presses. I'm feeling a tremendous amount of stimulus. I like both types of rows I'm doing. I like those two angles. It's working well. Some of my arm stuff, I think I'm going to basically stick with easy bar extensions, skull crushers, or JM presses. And I can rotate them. I like both of them. They're both very different, but I like both. But I feel like as far as biceps power curls, I really feeling my biceps more than anything else I've done. Plus, they're a great grip trainer. Plus, they work upper back. The dumbbell stuff, I've been doing it for weeks, consistently. I'm even progressing on it. I'm not wild about it. So I think I'm going to work the power curls back in. I was doing good on those for a few weeks. I like the movement. I feel it brings a lot to the table. So I may work on those a little more and see if I can just progress on those. But overall, kind of just was just one of those workouts where I wanted to experiment with a few smaller movements, get a good pump, and kind of figure out what movements I'm really responding to right now and try to get thicker to get that bench up. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.